Hello friends, it's Wafon. Many of you have probably seen this adorable cat, and so did I. And I thought, what if there were a lot, like really a lot of them? Of course, I jumped into my favorite engine, Unity, and started working on it. The first thing that came to mind was to just download this cat from the internet, since I'm like a fish out of water when it comes to modeling. I found the model, picked some sounds for it, opened Unity, and started placing these cute little cats all over the scene. 1, 2, 3, and so on. But unfortunately, something went wrong, of course. The FPS dropped badly and I had no idea why. So I turned to the almighty guru of all things. Hey ChatGPT, can you please tell me why my frame rate is so bad? What should I do? Don't worry, you just need to replace your skinned mesh renderer with a regular mesh renderer to preserve the animation, bake the animation data, specifically positions and normals into a texture, then create a shader that reads the UV coordinates as IDs based on the animation frame and deforms the mesh vertices accordingly. To be honest, ChatGPT was all that helpful, so I had to figure most of it out myself. Sounds complicated? Maybe, but here's a clear diagram. Our cat has a texture, and each part of this texture stores coordinate data. We take a coordinate, encode it as a color, and then write those colors into the texture for each animation frame. Then we reverse the process and feed the data from the texture into the shader. Why go through all this hassle? Why can't we just make everything work without this kind of trickery? It's all because of the batcher, a thing that helps reduce GPU load and optimizes rendering, which boosts FPS. Unity has different types of batchers, but since we are using a project with scriptable render pipeline, our batcher is the SRP batcher. In short, SRP batcher looks through the scene for objects with the same shader and parameter layout, groups them together, preloads the necessary data into one big GPU buffer, and then renders them one by one, without constantly switching shader states. That doesn't mean it draws everything in one go, but the GPU works more smoothly and efficiently because it's not jumping between different shaders and parameters, and we go the baked animation shader route, we get an insane FPS boost, because unfortunately this batcher and especially others do not support skinned mesh objects. So I wrote code that takes a skinned mesh render, graph the animation, reads the cat mesh vertices for every frame, writes them into a texture and saves it to a file. Here's what those textures look like. Yeah, that might seem like corrupted data, but that's just how it works. Then, using a shader, we grab the vertex data, use texture nodes and pass vertex positions. To pass a specific position along the x-axis, we send the vertex ID, and along the y-axis the animation frame number. And that's it. That's how we get a massive FPS boost. Let's watch. Thanks for watching, subscribe to the channel, there will be a lot of interesting things in the future.